I just wanna be the breadwinner and buy dinner, then go back to your place.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Toni Brienne, and you are watching Toni Talks TV. So in today's video, I decided I wanted to be more vulnerable and share my dating experiences in today's timing right now for me. And yeah, this is gonna be like a video that I hope is relatable to some, and you guys kind of see my journey. And then in my next video, I'm gonna be discussing where I am spiritually and how I am preparing myself for the next chapter of my life and what is to come in reference to dating and just my overall self. So without further ado, guys, let's get straight into today's video. So as y'all can see by the title, I put dating today feels absolutely hopeless. And that is just where I am right now. Who's to know if in a few years I'm not going to feel that same way, but where Toni Brienne is right now, that is how I feel. So I recently just turned 23. I turned 23 on December 30th, 2023. And you know, I know a lot of you guys are gonna say, hey, you're young, but 23 is starting to feel a little bit serious. And I'm sure when I look back at this, I'll probably be like, girl, you were just a baby. But I'm at the phase of my life where I am looking for more meaningful relationships. In the past, I feel like I've always wanted to be in a relationship, but people constantly steered me away from wanting to be in one because they're like, you're so young, you're just 20, you're just 21, you're just 22, like just take your time. And I've been doing that. But for me, whenever it comes to dating, I like to date intentionally. I really hate the casual thing. It's just not for me. I've tried it, I hated it, and I don't want to go back to that. And it's come to the point where it feels as if at 23 years old, all you can really get is casual because it's all the men around my age want. So that might be a controversial take, y'all, but I'm going to break down exactly what I mean in separate categories as to why I feel like dating today is so hopeless. So please bear with me. And the first thing I'm going to start with is my experience with dating younger versus older. So I feel as if I've been pretty open with you guys in terms of my preference when it comes to dating, or at least my track record. And in a lot of my past relationships, or I don't even want to say relationships, my past dating partners, people I'm getting to know, they all have been older, and anybody that knows me can tell you the same thing. And I do get the question a lot, like, why do you date older? What is that about? And I have to be honest with you, a lot of the times men that are older tend to take dating a bit more serious. And when I say older, if you guys are curious, I typically date men in their 30s, sometimes late 20s, but mostly I've dated men in their 30s. And like I said, I just turned 23 not even 2 weeks ago. And you guys may be looking like, whoa, that's a red flag. Like, why are these 30-year-olds interested in dating a 22-year-old, a 23-year-old, whichever? And I know a lot of women probably say this, but I do feel like I am very mature for my age, one. And then for two, a lot of what I'm doing, how I'm living, the circumstances that I've been blessed with is not the regular circumstances of a 22, 23-year-old. A lot of 22, 23-year-olds are not in the phase of their lives that I'm in now. And it's not a bad thing. I just happen to be an anomaly, and I'm very thankful. So graciously, I took an unconventional path, and that's why I have the assets or lifestyle that I have now. So a lot of what I want from a partner, most younger guys cannot provide for me because they're not at the level that I'm at or higher than. And for me as a woman, when dating, I would like to be with a partner that is at my level or higher. I don't really care to be with someone that is at a lower level than me in terms of finances, experiences, so on and so forth. And that's mainly because if I decide to implement somebody into my lifestyle, I want someone that's going to elevate it. And in a lot of cases, most 22, 23-year-olds are not at that place. They're still building, and I'm still building too, but it's just at a different, I don't know how to say without sounding cocky, because I'm not trying to be cocky, but they're just not at the place that I am. Hey y'all, so this is future Toni here editing the video right now, and I filmed this video over a month ago, and it's crazy enough, I feel like my thoughts have changed a bit. It's not that I don't want somebody not higher than where I am currently financially. I think I just want someone that is humble enough and comfortable enough to be with me and be okay if I am making more money than them, or be okay that I'm able to do more in terms of having more flexibility within my schedule. I think my issue really was a lot of the times when men are seeing a woman or dating a woman that is at a higher level than them, there is a bit of insecurity. And I don't want my partner to feel that way. I want him to be completely comfortable in his own lifestyle and be able to submit to mine. So I just wanted to clarify that. It's not really a finances thing. I think I just want a man that is secure within himself. So I do typically tend to go for older people that are more established. They have a bit more freedom. They can do more of the things that I can do right now. That's why I traditionally go for that. If I'm being completely frank, I don't really want to date older. I would love to date someone that I can grow old with. I would love to date someone around my age. But say I do, and I have found someone that is at that level that I'm at. A lot of the times, younger guys, like a 23-year-old is not going to want to settle down. They have a beautiful home, an amazing career, a great family, so on and so forth. They're not going to want to settle down at 23 years old, 9 out of 10 times. And I think it's just because of this generation. There are way too many options right now, and they're not going to want to do that. I feel as if in a lot of circumstances, when it comes to women that are well established, if they're not looking for a relationship, it's because they're focused on their careers. Whereas I feel as if when men are well established at young ages, they're just trying to dip and dabble in everybody and everything. So that is one main reason why I don't date younger. And then a lot of times, a lot of younger guys get insecure about where I am in life and the things that I expect. And then now it feels like we're constantly on a podcast and I have to have the whole Kevin Samuels debate. Like, I just don't have the energy for that. With my dating partners that have been older, which is a majority, they just get things done. And why we haven't worked out, if I'm being completely frank, is because I just can't see myself with somebody that is older. I can't see myself introducing my parents to a man that's 36 years old. Like, that just sounds crazy. I have turned down an incredible man who y'all might say he's a creep because he was dating me at 22, but whatever. He was a really good guy to me, and honestly, he's like the pedestal of what I want in a future partner. But we stopped talking primarily because when we were getting to the point in our dating / relationship where it was like, what are the next steps going to be? I just was not ready to take those steps because of his age. Now, had he been at least 28, 29, I'd probably be booed up right now. He was an amazing guy, but I wish him the best. And before y'all even start, I was very clear about what I wanted when we first started dating, and he was clear with that too, but feelings got involved, which I can understand, and that's when that difficult conversation was had, and we just decided to part ways. But another reason why I don't personally like dating older is that older men have this thing when they date younger girls, a lot of them, that they feel like they're your father and they feel like they're your teacher, which I guess kind of makes sense because they are significantly older, or they are older in general. But I'm not a woman you can control in terms of like you trying to daddy me. Like, you just can't do that with me. So that is one reason why I just can't. I'd rather date someone that's like 5 years older than me, but we shall see. I recently started talking to someone that's 30. We'll see how that goes. I'm not fully for it right now, but so that's the main reason why I date older, and the difference between dating younger and older, and why I may want to date younger. So I feel like that was so long and dragged out, but that's just genuinely where I am right now in my dating life. So yeah, I would love to date a guy that's around my age where we are at the same phase in our lives, but it just feels as if they just want to live the fast life, and it feels very hopeless. And I just had an experience with 2 gentlemen that I was speaking to that was around my age. I decided to give someone my age. Well, they are exactly my age. I decided to give them a chance. And once again, like, it just always fumbles. Like, I feel like younger guys just aren't in the position, or they don't have enough experience in dating properly, not just sleeping around, or not just, you know, having the college relationships on how to court a woman. And I feel like it'll be very difficult to find. And the guys that are able to court a woman, they're already in relationships, it seems as if. But yeah, that's my number 1. Moving on to number 2, and that is men never knowing what they want. So this kind of correlates to the last point I made when it came to the guys that I was dating that were younger. One of them, we went on one date. I hope he doesn't see this, but whatever. We went on a date. It was a pretty good date, I think. I think it wasn't a date that I traditionally would like, but I decided to bite the bullet and just, you know, let's just go out with him. I don't want to go into the details because I feel like he's gonna know I'm talking about him if he ever is watching this. But the date we went on isn't at the typical level that I would want, but he does not currently live in the area that I live in. So I was like, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. And, you know, it was good for the most part. I felt like the conversation was really there. I feel like it could be something that could be built. However, he does not live in the same area as me. So after our date, we continued texting and getting to know each other. And it seemed like, okay, like maybe this could be something, like, I don't know. And with him living far away and it being something that's long distance, if we're talking every day, I'm like, okay, is he trying to like make this be something? But I wanted to be clear that I don't personally like long distance. Long distance is not something that I would want. It's not my preference. But I felt as if our connection seemed pretty decent, like it could be something that we can build. So I wanted to have a genuine conversation with him about what are the next steps going to be? Like if we are long distance, like how would that really work? If we're texting every single day, like what is going on? So I asked him, like, what exactly are you wanting out of this? And once you ask that question, though he expressed to me so many times, I love communication. I love this. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have this genuine conversation with him. I'm going to ask this question, though it might feel a little bit uncomfortable for me. I'm going to ask it. So when I ask him the question, it just seems as if he's like telling me he wants to be single without telling me he wants to be single. He couldn't give me a straight answer. So I'm like, what exactly do men want? I just don't get it, because I feel like all of them, and it's not, I'm trying my hardest, y'all, not to group everybody, but from my experience, it feels like they just want to play the field until they're 35. Hence why the 35-year-olds are now trying to talk to 22-year-old me. Like, that's just what it feels like. I get wanting to weigh your options, but when does it get to a point where you're like, hey, I want to settle down? He couldn't even give me a straight answer. So that kind of told me what I needed to know. And I was like, all right, well, I don't really feel the need to continue to talk to you. I completely erased any idea of like us potentially being something. Like the way my brain just shut it off. I guess I'm at this phase of standing on business, as they all say now. But like, I just shut off the idea of being with him. Like I was completely okay and content with the idea of, you know, deuces, strangers, like it is what it is. And something similar happened with another guy I was dating that was also 23. I felt like we kept rescheduling a date and he would not give me a set plan. Like, what are we going to do? When are we doing it? And that pissed me off. I'm like, you say you're interested in me. You say you want to meet me. You say you want to get to know me, but you can't even like set a date. There keeps being these excuses. And at the same time, I'm confused because you're reaching out to me. You're trying to get to know me. So in order for me to eliminate myself from that matter, I had to block him. And now that's somebody that's just a no one to me. So for me, in terms of me saying that it seems as if men don't ever know what they want, it's like you pursued me, you asked me on a date, we went on the date, you paid for the meal, you continued texting me, but then nothing. Like why are you even trying to date? Like what is the purpose? You just wanted to see what I look like in person to determine whether or not I'm a catfish? Like I don't understand what the purpose is. Like I could have just been alone in my bed packing for my trip. Like it's just, that's what it's giving. It's giving men don't know what they want, especially at young ages. Hence why I do typically date older. Moving on to number 3, and I put men wanting to be princesses. So obviously this is not all men, but I do see a lot of times that men aren't doing the courting. Men aren't trying to pursue a woman. I know people are going to say, well, it's a different time. And I completely agree. Men and women are different than what they were 100, 200 years ago. Heck, 50 years ago. But the idea of pursuing a woman, the traditional concept of pursuing a woman is obsolete at this point. Men are wanting to give a woman flowers only if she's giving him flowers. Men are wanting to take a woman on a date as long as she's going to pay half for that date. I just like the traditional senses of courting is not the norm. Now, granted, I have never gone on a date with a man that has wanted to go 50-50. I've never gone on a date with a man that expected me to pay the bill. But you see this a lot when women are sharing their stories. I hear this from my friends when they're sharing their dating experiences. It's like men want this feminine treatment. I would so love to be courted. I have been courted before in the past. Unfortunately, with those men that have quote unquote courted me, it didn't turn into anything. But I feel as if being properly courted is something that would really make a woman want to be quote unquote submissive. This is what all the men are talking about. Women today aren't submissive. But if you guys actually took time out of your day to pursue a woman and show genuine interest in her, maybe she would be a bit submissive. But it's as if men today don't find the importance in courting and showing a woman that she's valuable to them. And that stems back to my point that there are just way too many options where men feel like they have a plethora of women that they can choose from, so they don't need to court just one specific woman. And y'all, if we're being honest, there aren't really many options out there. You may think there are a lot of options, but in terms of someone being your partner and being for you and wanting to settle down and just being your person, there aren't that many options. So the idea that there are is very sad, because you're going to end up being like the 35-year-old men that are chasing and trying to trick on a 21, 22-year-old. And then a lot of these men are believing that courting just revolves around spending a whole bunch of money on a woman. Let me just tell y'all, a lot of women, at least the women that I surround myself with and myself, we just want a man that is going to do the simple kind things, the bare minimum. Checking in, seeing if you ate food, dropping off flowers. Flowers are like $12 at grocery stores. Is it that difficult to be able to show a woman that you care about her? Telling her you miss her, etc., etc. There are so many ways to express your love or express your interest in a woman that does not incorporate spending a whole bunch of of money. There's like this confusion that when a woman says to court them, that means spend a whole bunch of money on them. And I get it, because on social media, a lot of the times, whenever a woman is bragging about her man, it is showing that he's spending a lot of money on her. But social media is not real. Women are just excited about the bare minimum because we're just not used to it anymore. The bare minimum is now seen as a luxury. It's not the norm. Which gets into my next point, that the dating scene is so bad that I think when a man is showing genuine interest in me, I look at him as like clingy and he's doing too much. But no, that's just how a man that really likes you is supposed to behave. But it's so abnormal that we get kind of turned off by it because we think they're being weird. But in all actuality, when someone really cares about you or they want to be with you, they're going to try to pursue you and spend time with you. Women are now just expecting men to be nonchalant, not to text back, not to want to go on a date, etc., etc. That now, whenever a man is showing genuine interest, it's just like, whoa, he's doing too much. And it's honestly really, really sad to see. Which goes into my next point of the constant men speaking about women and women are this and women are that and da-da-da-da. Men are constantly saying, especially on social media, when women are complaining about dating or complaining about the lack of effort that a lot of men are giving in relationships, they're like, well, you need to pick better. You need to do better. But then when we decide to say, you know what? I agree with you. I do need to pick better and I do need to do better. Then all of a sudden our standards are too high and we're too high maintenance and we're expecting too much. Like, we can't win at this point. It feels like you cannot win. It's like genuinely exhausting on what women can and can't do when it comes to relationships. There was just this video that went viral of this Black woman that was speaking on her and her boyfriend's relationship and how she knew he was the one. And she was just talking about what he did in order to make sure she was happy. Take a look at this clip.
If you're in a healthy relationship with a man, can you stitch this video and talk about it?
Let me give the girls some hope and tell y'all my testimony, okay? So my boyfriend and I met when we were in college, but we got into a committed relationship after we both graduated. After he graduated, he moved to Dallas for an amazing job offer, y'all. An amazing job offer that is like his dream job. But me, on the other hand, I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. So I'm still in Virginia at this time, working job after job, changing my career about 10 different times, trying to figure out what the heck is my passion. So y'all, one day I was on the phone with him getting ready for work, but I was also just venting to him about how unhappy I was, y'all. Like, I was just like, babe, I need to change the speed. I need to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. I have so much more to offer to this world than to be working at this 9 to 5. Now I'm at work doing my everyday duties, and my manager tells me to come to the back because my husband is on the phone. I'm thinking in my head, Boogie, I don't have a husband. So I go to the back to answer the phone, and it's my man. So I pick up the phone. I'm like, babe, what's wrong? Like, I'm at work. So he's just like, do you want today to be your last day at work? Child, the man didn't have to repeat himself. He didn't have to say it louder because I was already with it, okay? The answer is yes. He was like, so go ahead and clock out for me. This man got me a one-way ticket to Dallas, got movers at my daggone apartment, shipping my stuff over to Dallas. Baby, the man wasn't playing. He paid the fee for me to break my lease. Like, he just had everything taken care of. I felt secure in making the move because, for one, I had a great savings account and I also have 2 degrees. So if all else fails, baby, I can do better by myself. So I'm all settled in now, and we just decided to have a sit down just to talk about our expectations of each other now that we live together. And he literally just told me, the only thing I expect from you is for you to find what your passion is in life. You don't got to cook. You don't got to contribute to anything financially. Just figure out what you want out of life. So I told him, like, babe, I think I want to take content creation serious. I might have told him that on a Monday, and I promise y'all that Friday I had a vlogging camera, a new phone, ring lights, vanity sets. Baby, he was not playing. And the biggest thing of all, I complained about the lighting in our old apartment because we didn't have like a lot of natural light. The man moved us into a high rise. Like, I really cannot make this up. I say all that to say, this man knew how unhappy I was, so he changed my circumstances. And he also knew my potential, so he invested into my passion. And now I get to wake up every day and talk to a phone and make money. That man wanted to alleviate all my issues so I can just focus on me and what I want out of life. And that's a beautiful Black king right there. It's been 4 years now. We've gone to couples therapy. We're constantly working on the quality of our relationship, and we just are obsessed with each other. And I just love my man. Do not lose hope, baby. Your person is out here somewhere, and he gonna come get you. He gonna come get you, Bookie.
Now, there were a plethora of amazing, kind comments, specifically from women, but then you had men in the comments calling her lazy, saying she's using him, all these things, as if women aren't allowed, especially Black women, are not allowed to be able to receive genuine love. It's like we're expected to be in trauma relationships, but then when we are in the trauma relationships, once again, y'all say pick better. Then the Black woman picks better and she picks a man that is going to make sure that she's always happy, and then now she's a gold digger. Like, we can't win. Like, it's like, what is considered good at this point? And where are the men that are okay with wanting to take care of a woman and make sure that she's good?
Why is seeing a Black woman live a life full of luxury and leisure so triggering to Black men? A few days ago, I posted a video speaking on my healthy relationship and some of the things that my boyfriend has done for me. And the video has over 8 million views at this point. And most of the negative comments have been Black men. Girl, they've been in my comments calling me lazy, a gold digger, I'm worth nothing, I bring nothing to this table. He crazy, I would never have no woman in my house doing nothing. No, babe, you could never. You have to rely on your girlfriend's funds for the rent to get paid on the first. So respectfully, mind your tax bracket and sit this conversation out. If I made a video saying, I don't need no man, ain't no good men left, then I would have been bitter, angry, and too independent. So what do you want from us? I know what y'all want. Y'all want us to struggle like some of your mothers had to. Accept the bare minimum, but we should be so grateful that we even got that. Having to ride or die or build with you because you don't think we're worthy of having a man who got it right the first time. Telling us to be soft, but some of you think that you're the prize. I think the soft position has been taken. If we're receiving any type of good treatment from a man, it's like, what are you doing for him in return? Baby, just existing. Because that's all that's needed. Black women should not have to jump through hoops and loops in order to receive love. We deserve that just because, just like the rest of these women. When white women get on this app and post their luxury lives funded by their men, nobody bats an eyelash. But when it's us, we have to move mountains to deserve it. Thankfully, my man understands that the things that I provide to him are not tangible and cannot easily be replaced. And I don't need to explain to anybody what those things are. Baby, he loves it here. I am so sorry that seeing us thriving, happy, loved properly, living in luxury, bother you all so bad. Fortunately for me, my Black man, he loves to see me happy, at peace, relaxed, and I'm wishing that type of love and treatment for all of my girls.
So just to end this video, I just want to say, when it comes to my dating life, let's just say my block list is quite lengthy. I'm trying to work on it. I was just talking to my therapist about not blocking someone for like any minor inconvenience or just even giving them the time of day to block them. But when you do something wrong, I do be like, block, block, block. But I'm trying to work on that. But in terms of me also working on that, I am going to continue to date in 2024. That is what I'm going to continue to do. I want to continue to get to know people. I want to continue to put myself out there. I'm not going to let what the past circumstances have been to deter me from finding my person. And yes, my goal is to find a lifelong partner. I do hope the next person that becomes my boyfriend will be my husband. So I'm not going to let people tell me, hey, you're so young, you don't need a date. I'm going to date because I want to date. And the goal is to bring you guys on the journey with me. So stay tuned for more dating content in terms of like get ready with me's for a first date, updating you guys on those dates, story times, etc., etc. I'm going to document that entire experience. So if you want to stay tuned for that, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Comment down below your genuine and honest experiences with dating. If you're a man dating women, what are your experiences with that? If you're a woman dating a man, what are your experiences with that? And if you are in the LGBTQ plus community, please share your experiences down below as well. I want everybody to share what it feels like dating in today's world. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And thank you guys so much for watching today's video. And just know that I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm very good at where I am in my life right now. I'm going to do a whole separate video discussing where I am in terms of how I feel with myself. So be tuned for that. But yeah, I'm good. I just wanted to share how I was feeling. I'm not as passionate as when I first wrote down these notes. So I'm just in a really good Zen space. But I'll be posting on this channel a lot more frequently. But thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you all in my very next video. Love you guys. Bye. Mwah.